Good day. Today I'll begin to talk about the different types of visas that you can apply for. The first ones that I will talk about are the spousal and life partnership visa. So picture this, you're moving to South Africa, which is thousands of kilometers from your home, but you have to leave your husband or your wife behind. Unthinkable, right? Yeah, the Department of Home Affairs agrees with you. And that's why the spousal and life partnership visa categories exist so that spouses or life partners can immigrate to South Africa together. The key to a successful move, as is always the case with immigration, is applying for the correct visa. It is thus important to know the difference between the categories. Luckily, you don't have to go too far to find information, as I'm here to help you. In another video, I'll also share advice on how to make your relationship last when you move to South Africa. We all know that immigration is an adventure, but it's definitely also a huge stressor and can test even the strongest of relationships. Okay, back to the visas. So, what is a spousal visa in South Africa? A spousal visa is a visa that enables foreign nationals to live with their South African husband or wife in South Africa. It is also a temporary visa and it falls under the relatives section of South Africa's Immigration Act. The spousal visa is not to be confused with accompanying spouse visa. This visa is for foreign national couples where one partner holds a work visa. So, for how long is the spousal visa valid? Home Affairs issues spousal visas for 2 to 3 years at a time. You can apply for a spousal visa as soon as you are married. Once you are married for 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. You may also apply for permanent residence right away if you've already been married for 5 years at time of your application. As a permanent residence, your residence status in South Africa is indefinite. What comes first, the marriage or the visa? Clients often ask whether the marriage or the visa comes first. The main requirement for a spousal visa is a proof of a civil marriage union shown using a marriage certificate. Therefore, the visa applications comes after the marriage. But if you and your partner don't have a marriage plans yet, what do you do? This brings us to the second category of the visa, which you can apply for, and this visa is called a life partner visa. If this is the visa that you apply if you and your partner aren't married yet or don't have any immediate plans to marry. To apply for a life partner visa, you will have to prove to Home Affairs that you've been in a relationship for at least 2 years and you have to submit evidence in the form of proof of joint habitation, like a joint lease agreement or shared financial responsibility. It is best, though, that you discuss your situation with an immigration expert like me so that you can get clarity about the best visa route for you as a couple. What are the requirements for South African spousal visa? As mentioned above, Home Affairs wants to see that your marriage is a legitimate civil union and requires a valid marriage certificate as proof. Doesn't have to be a South African marriage certificate. Home Affairs accepts certificates from anywhere around the world as long as the marriage is registered with the relevant government authorities in that country where you got married. You can discuss the rest of the requirements with me. Can you submit your visa application form within South Africa? The answer to that is yes, you may apply for a spousal visa from within South Africa. Home Affairs made it possible for spouses to change from visitors visa to spousal visas in 2019. Can you work on a spousal visa in South Africa? The answer to that also is yes, you can. The spousal visa in South Africa is very flexible. It allows you to work, study, or start a business while living in South Africa. However, you have to add working, studying, or running a business as an endorsement to the visa. These are the requirements you need for the endorsements. For work endorsement, you'll need a job offer letter. For a business endorsement, you must have proof of a registered business in South Africa. Alternatively, you can also operate as a sole proprietor or sole trader. For a study endorsement, you must demonstrate that you have the provisional acceptance into an educational institution within South Africa. How long does Home Affairs take to process your spousal visa? When you submit your spousal visa application within South Africa, you can expect an 8 to 12 weeks wait for an outcome. If you submit your application outside South Africa, you'll have to wait for 4 to 6 weeks because embassies have lower volumes of applications. When it comes to permanent residency, the wait is much longer. It pains me to say that the Department of Home Affairs currently is taking anything from around 8 months to 4 years to process a permanent residence application. It is important to note that you must keep your temporary residence visa valid at all times while you're waiting for an outcome on your permanent residence permit application. What happens if the marriage ends? Well, Home Affairs grants you a spousal visa based on the fact that a valid marriage exists. Your marriage must thus continue to stay legal and valid for you to retain your spousal visa. In the eyes of Home Affairs, when the marriage ends, the visa is deemed null and void. The same is true if the marriage ends within the first 2 years of receiving permanent residence. There's a condition to your PR status that you have to prove that a good faith marriage still exists 2 years from the date you got the permanent residence. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and feel free to contact me on WhatsApp 083 879 8114. That's a South African number. Thank you.